dealing with the good and the bad and things like that. The good ETs, the bad ETs. We're seeing ships. All of the stuff's going on. I've definitely seen it to where, you know, the ETs or whoever's running the globe right now, kind of like as you said, they have all malicious. They have malicious intent. Like I said, the slave systems, and they you know, they want us for our energy, and we're like the oil that kind of makes their machine work. And we've seen videos in the past of like these ships that are coming in close to the planet, and there's like plasma beams being shot out at these ships and things like that. I know this is still making it very simple and making it very ABC, but the way I see it is that the bad guys are here running, you know, the planet and everything that we have going on, and it seems like the good guys are out there watching over us, maybe the angels from the ancient texts and things like that. Is that safe to say, or is it just like a warfare? It's a little bit of everything that's kind of taking place above our heads, the good, the bad, the people who are the ETs that are neutral and things like that. What is going on, you know?
Well, it is a war of worlds, and I will say a lot of the good ETs do come here, as well as, you know, are involved in safeguarding our planet. If you look at the interviews I've done with Ashiana Dean, you'll see she talks about the Guardians, and the Guardians are a group of various races that have all sort of banded together to safeguard the human genome and the human experiment here on planet Earth. So they're definitely watching over us and backing us when possible. However, they have a policy of non-intervention. So in order for them to do something, they have to have a gesture by the dark side, the way it works for them. So the dark side does something, they are able to then to take a stance at that point. And most of the time, they also don't intervene. They'd rather work through a human who is, you know, working with them in a conscious way, and then counteract the negative, you know, things that go on. And so, you know, you can have something like, for example, we were driving in Switzerland with this old Audi station wagon that Bill had at the time, and we drove to the top of the Alps up a really steep, winding road, and we got to the very top. And we pulled into a parking lot, you know, slowed down in the way you drive in a parking lot, you know, going quite slow. And all of a sudden, one of our wheels fell off, and he had had the car checked out, you know, by a mechanic before we left for Switzerland, etc. And it had been sliced through. The mechanic said it was just sliced through. And so, you know, that was sabotage, I guess you could call it. But had it happened when we were on the cliffs on the way up, I don't know, would I be here today? I really don't know. But you see, what happens is, I would say there's an intervention. So we still get some of the, you know, negativity that happened, but at the same time, it's like most of it just goes by the wayside. So I think this is a lot of times the way they intervene. And I've seen other evidence of this as well. They do lots of really interesting things to deal with the dark side. Okay. And it's an interesting balance. But, you know, there are unseen beings here as well all the time besides ETs. There are, you know, there's a vested interest in having this genome, this seeding, as we call it, of humanity, make it through. And we've already become an ascension planet since 2012. So, you know, this is an ongoing game, if you want to call it. And it's definitely a war of worlds, you know, for all intents and purposes.